So today's topic, we are going to talk about looking for love, right? This is something that I see in so many of my friends, including myself. Like, I remember back then I was constantly looking for love, and it was literally the only thing that really kept me staying in a place of happiness, like superficial level of happiness, right? I talked about this a lot in the past. Back then, my downtime was like go on Tinder, look for dates, and if I get a message from a guy that I'm interested in, I'm happy. If not, I feel terrible, I feel shitty, right? It's just like this constant toxic cycle of depending on someone else for a sense of fulfillment and a sense of love from that you have for yourself. So this is something that I see in so many people. And I don't blame any of us, because this is really the way a lot of us are being brought up, growing up. There are so many incidents that happen to us that we kind of just have that lack of self-love, right? From example, like when we don't do something that our parents approve of, we get negative repercussions, right? Like they don't look at us with lovingness, and internally we internalize those feelings and experiences, and over time we just don't have that self-love for ourselves, right? So I don't want to go too deep into the source of that lack of self-love right now, but I really want to touch on this topic of looking for love in all the wrong places. So that could be in a relationship, in your friends, from people outside of us, right? So I have notes here and I want to touch on this. So, for example, you have a partner right now, you're in a relationship, and you are constantly dependent on what the other person is doing in order to make you feel good. So, for example, if your partner showed up one day with flowers for your birthday and you're super excited, you're happy, you feel good, but what if the opposite happen, right? What if he completely forgot because he's so caught up with his own life? He forgot that it's your birthday, he didn't buy you any gifts, so you feel extremely terrible, you feel unloved, you feel like he didn't care about you. Like, that is just it's a straight path towards like unfulfillment, depression, and dissatisfaction if you continue to let others' behaviors to dictate how you feel on the inside, right? Because at the end of the day, no one can ever keep their unwavering attention 100% on you 24/7. Like, even if someone loves you so much, like unconditionally loves you, there are still moments that in our lives that we have to focus on ourselves, because we cannot give from an empty cup, right? Even your partner who loves you, they have to focus on themselves sometimes, so you cannot depend on other people's look of appreciation and love for you in order to feel good. But the good news is that there is a source inside of you, within you, that will never turn its attention away from you, and that is a sense of love that you can just generate from within. It's a sense of love you have to cultivate, you have to feel, you have to develop a relationship with. It's so cliche. They always say, like, develop a relationship with yourself, fall in love with yourself first, because that's true, guys. That is just true. And the fun thing is, when you can cultivate a sense of love for yourself from within first, everything becomes so much more fun. Your partner behaves better, you encounter loving people more, and you just have more reasons outside of you to feel that sort of love. But you have to fill that up first from within. Does that make sense? You have to fill up that void in your heart first before you start to see the external events begin to reflect that. So so now you might be wondering, okay, Miko, I hear this all the time. People always tell me, like, I need to fall in love with myself first in order to attract love. So how exactly do I do that? How do I feel love when there's no one loving me, right? You might be thinking, that's insane, that's impossible, but it's not. It really is not. Okay, so let's take a moment and do an exercise. So just close your eyes if you want to do this together with me. And just imagine the sense of love, the feeling of love. How does that feel like? Is it appreciation? Is it excitement, exhilaration, passion? All of that feelings, can you feel that right now? Right here, right? I know I can. So at the end of the day, feeling is something that is generated from within. And you have 100% control to start that up, to conjure that feelings up, right? And you can easily feel love for everything around you. So like fall in love with nature. Fall in love. Just take a look outside. I'm looking outside my window right now. Fall in love with the beauty that you see on the plants, the leaves, the trees that you walk by. Fall in love with the blue sky. Like I love looking at the clouds, like ahead up at just look up, look at the clouds. It's like so magical and it's so loving. And fall in love with the sunset. Fall in love with the sunrise. Fall in love with the birds that are flying up outside your windows. Fall in love with like just being alive. Like take a deep breath. Just fall in love with that essence of life, like pulsing through your body, right? Fall in love with the taste of something delicious. Fall in love with the soft bed sheets on your bed. Like there is so much things you can fall in love with that you just take a look outside and keep your focus on that. You don't need another human being in order to feel love from within, right? Just make it a game out of this. Walk around every single day, like find things to love and appreciate. And before you know it, the person that is going to help you feel that emotions will just show up. But you don't do it just because of that, right? You do it just because you can feel love right here and right now. Because at the end of the day, that's what we want anyways, right? We believe we are going to feel better for having a certain thing. We believe that we will feel good by getting into a relationship with someone. But if you can already feel good now, right here and right now, then why does it matter? Right. So I really want to touch on this because it's so important to be aware. First of all, be aware when you catch yourself finding that you're dependent on your partner, your spouse, for your sense of happiness, for your sense of fulfillment, for your sense of love for yourself. Catch yourself when you're doing that. It's not just magically gonna happen and be like, oh, I'm falling in love with the trees outside, right? It takes time to develop and cultivate that relationship you have with that endless unconditional source of love within you. But first step is being aware, catch yourself, and choose to take your power back and choose to decide that you can feel good and feel love regardless of what other people are doing. So let me know what you think of this. Like I love talking about this topic because this is something I resonate with so much in my love life and my journey. And I'm really coming to a place right now where I'm feeling whole and loved and just excited about life, even if there's not a special someone in my life. And that's okay. Like, I feel like he's on the way and I feel like he's this close. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of this, and I will see you guys next time.